What's happening, everyone? Welcome to the Mission Driven Life podcast. I'm about to go live here. I am going live right now. And today is a very special day with me. Today is a very special day. And today is D-Day. Many of you don't know what D-Day is all about. Many of you have not even heard about D-Day. But I know, did you know 75 years ago, there thousands of soldiers ran and charged across the beach in Normandy, in a place in France, and they charged and they fought and battled hard for us. And it's Craig's birthday. Check out Craig, great leader. He's a leader in our community. And shout out to PGIB, Progressives Independent Group of Alberta in Business, PGIB. But I want to thank you all for joining here today, because today I want to talk to you about the heroes of D-Day. I'm about to go live onto this. So please, if you're watching, please put a comment. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're sharing with me, because I want to share with you a story and on the heroes of D-Day, the heroes that have walked with us, the heroes that have joined us, and the heroes that have been a part of our lives, right? They have came before us and they have shown huge courage, huge integrity. All right, so let's do this. And let's go. Welcome to the Mission Driven Life podcast. For joining our podcast today. Today's topic and today's intention, the mission of the Mission Driven podcast is to share and express your missions with the world. I want to talk to you about the heroes of D-Day, the heroes that have came before us, the heroes that have fought before us 75 years ago. Thousands of soldiers saved and sacrificed their lives, including Craig Chandler's grandfather. He was a tail gunner. And I know there are many veterans out there in the world. I'm not sure if some of the veterans are watching this or listening to this podcast right now. But I do know, if you do have a veteran that in your life, please connect me with them, because I'd love to interview them, would love to share their message and their story with the world, right? Because in this podcast, I want to really share with you a really cool topic, a really very interesting topic that most people don't talk about. They only talk about it when it's a special day. But I'm wearing my special army hat today to celebrate the men that have charged across those beaches, that have fought for us, fought for our country, fought for our people, and have been with us, right? So if you're watching, Mr. Ryan Dickey, Craig Chandler, all my friends that are here watching the video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you are. Let me know what you're doing. And let me know if you have someone in your life that is a soldier, that is a veteran, that has served in our country, that has served many years ago. Because I want to honor them today. And not a lot of people do and take the time to honor that, right? So if you haven't subscribed yet, the Mission Driven Life podcast we're on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Radio Public, Overcast. We're all over the internet. We want to share the message with the world, and we want to share your purpose with the world. Whether you have a mission, whether you're a community leader, whether you're a business leader, whether you're a leader out in the world that wants to share their message, get their message out and about. Because for the next 365 days, I'm going to be podcasting every day to share my message with you and to share the message with the world. I'm honestly serious about this. All right. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because I want to give you some gifts if you do subscribe to this. And I want to make sure you get some gifts that I'm going to send to you. So if you don't know what June D-Day is, some people don't know what D-Day is. So on June 6, 1944, 75 years ago from today, tens of thousands of Allied soldiers, American, Australian, French, Polish, US, Canadian soldiers, British soldiers, Allied forces, they gathered together and they charged and they jumped onto ships from England and went across the English Channel to France. They all traveled to France, to the beaches of Normandy, and they landed on these 5 landing zones. There's 5 landing zones. This is like, let me go back to the history. This is a history class right here. So there was 5 landing zones. And many of you already know the history of World War II. Some of you already know what happened in World War II. You know how Germany and the Nazism, they invaded Europe, and the Allied forces wanted to come and fight against what was happening in Europe. And it was led by a commander named General Eisenhower. Maybe you don't know who General Eisenhower is, but he was the supreme commander of all the Allied forces in World War II. He led the invasion. He led the forces across the beach and towards Germany, across towards France, and he led his whole forces to them. General Eisenhower was now a president. He was a president before in the United States, and he had immense and strong leadership. And I'm going to be doing a very educational topic on General Eisenhower and his leadership style, because I find that he is really cool. I'm actually using one of his things right now. So right there, that is my task list, right? If you look up here, this is my task list. This is called the Eisenhower Matrix, and this is how he organized his day. General Eisenhower would make his decisions based on this. So this is up top left is urgent, important. Right here is not urgent, but it is important. This here is urgent, but not important. This here is not important, not urgent. These are the things that I delegate. So I'm going to be doing a training on how General Eisenhower has led his team and how he grew his influence. But I'll be doing that at another time, all right? I'm going to be sharing all this information at another time. But today the topic is about D-Day. So there were 5 landing zones. 5 landing zones here in France that these Allied soldiers charged across. One of them was Juno Beach. That was where the Canadians landed. The next beach was Gold Beach. That's where the UK, United Kingdom, and Sword Beach was along the coast of France, and it was Sword. That's where the British people landed. Utah was the landing zone where the Americans landed, and Omaha. So during this invasion, it wasn't just of these 5 forces, right? There was thousands of paratroopers that dropped out of the sky. People from the 101st Airborne Division, people from the 82nd Airborne Division, people from the Canadian battalion. There's Canadian forces that parachuted into France. Thousands of these soldiers, they jumped out of airplanes, and they jumped out of an airplane and they landed in France. Some of them survived, some of them were killed while they were coming down by machine guns, but they all had the intention of fighting for our freedom. They were sent on a mission, they were led, and they believed in a mission to fight the Nazis, to fight the Germans, to fight the Axis forces, to leave, and to restore freedom in Europe. So I want to share with you a couple stories of heroes that have achieved massive awards during this battle, because there was thousands. I want to tell you a story of 2 heroes that have fought during that battle. So these 2 heroes, they were not just people that just walked around and fought a battle. These were leaders that had courage, they had immense bravery, but above all, they had good leadership skills. They had great leadership skills. They had this. That's what they had. These people had strong leadership skills. And that's what we teach in our leadership training. We teach you how to lead and manage people, to lead people, to unite them, to bring a group and unit together so you can go charge towards your goals, towards your mission, just like these soldiers here. Now I want to share with you these leaders that were there. So let me tell you a story about Lieutenant Jimmy. He was a member of the 16th Infantry in the 16th Division. So during the Battle of Normandy, he was the first person to land. He was the first person to land on the beach. One of the first units to land on the beach, to travel across the ocean. He was the first ship to land on the beach. So when he came out the beach, he led the assault. He led a massive assault. He got his team together and was like, guys, let's go. And he was the first one, and he was the first unit to charge across this beach under machine gun fire, under artillery fire, under explosions. They charged across this beach. Thousands of them, the units of them. Some died, some were murdered, but some kept going. Some had the strength and the courage to push on, right? So he led the assault. He led the assault towards a narrow ledge that was on this beach. I think it was, I have to find out which beach he was on, but Lieutenant Jimmy, he went under fire. He led his unit through to a ledge, and under fire, he would run across open fire. While the Germans were machine gunning, firing his machine guns, he ran to a tank unit that was stuck. They couldn't move because they were surrounded and they were being blinded. They were being shot at. But he led the tank through the minefield. He led them. With him standing outside the tank, he led these soldiers, the tank unit, across through the minefield. Not without any regard to his life, without any care to his own life, he led the unit towards them. He also led his company to across to capture a hill. They captured a hill. So he led his unit. Normally a company is about, I think, 100 men. So let me see, company army size. So a military unit, a company has 80 to 150 men. According to this, I'm not a soldier or anything, but I know a company. Let's see how much. A company has 175 men. 175. That's according to Google. If you don't agree with this, maybe you're right, because I'm not a soldier or anything, but I had to research this. But there was 175 men in the company. So he led these men, hundreds of men, up to capture a hill, to fight the Germans. Now they defended the hill. Under his leadership, Lieutenant Jimmy led his team, and he defended the hill against the surrounding Germans. Because the Germans, they wanted to counterattack a hill. And this was in France, by the way. And during this time, he defended the hill, and I'm sure I'd be scared during this time. I would be terrified. I wouldn't even know what to do. But I know Lieutenant Jimmy, he defended that hill. He would run across to the open field to another defensive unit. He would connect with them. He would be like, hey guys, we need to connect. We need to do this. He would set a plan for them, to just so his unit and another unit can connect. He would run across open battlefield to do that. But as the Germans surrounded him and his unit, Lieutenant Jimmy's unit, he was shot. He was killed during that battle. But during this time, he was one of the only American soldiers to get the Medal of Honor. He was the Congressional Medal of Honor winner. Medal of Honor winner D-Day. So Jimmy. So yes, he led his team across that, and he won the Congressional Medal of Honor. So under his heroism, Lieutenant Jimmy won the Medal of Honor. I want to honor him because I wasn't there. I wasn't there during this time. I wasn't around. I wasn't alive during 1940s, and I wasn't there to fight the battle. But I know during that time, I'm sure there was a lot of pain and a lot of crying, a lot of fear, a lot of terror to be around, especially losing your friends. I was watching the D-Day ceremony today, and one of the British soldiers, he was a veteran. He was on the boat. He was I think he was in the Navy. And he would talk about how he would watch as his friends that he would be talking to minutes earlier run out onto the beach, or run out and be cut down and shot by machine guns. And they would be laying face down in the water. He couldn't do anything to help. He couldn't do anything to help them and to defend them, to protect them. But what he did was he knew that a battle had to go on, right? So I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to lose a friend like that. I've never seen my friend to get shot in front of me, murdered. Someone who I was talking to right away to get murdered right in front of me. I would never know. I wouldn't know what that would feel like. Because, I used to be a gang member. I used to be involved in trouble, but I never stepped into battle like that. We would have fights and we would have, fighting other gangs, but it was nothing like war, right? It was nothing like a battle where people were shooting machine guns out in the street, tanks rolling down the street, soldiers fighting, units getting together to collaborate and to unite to defeat an enemy. I was never like that. So I can only imagine how powerful that was, right? I can only imagine how powerful that whole experience was for those veterans to see that and to face death every day. That's huge respect. If you like if you're here watching the video, please tell me if you have, how you are honoring the veterans today. Maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a family member, maybe you have your father, your mother who's serving in the military right now. Please comment below and let me know that you have them in your mind. Let us know that we want to honor them, right? Please put their name into the comments, because I have some friends that serve right now, such as one of the warrior leadership students. His name is Xian. He is there. He was training in the army right now. And I have many friends that have served, right? Kelly, Ty, Ian. It's these friends that have served in the military, and they have really sacrificed their lives and their days just to defend our country, which is so powerful. One thing you guys don't know about me is that I have actually applied for the military, and I was actually denied because I have a criminal record. But I know that I'm working on being able to be a reservist and to fight as a reservist, so I can serve my country part-time, so I can develop the skills, and I can also commit myself to defending the country, And Chris, my friend Chris here, I want to really acknowledge him because his great uncle landed in Juno Beach. He was one of the first wave troops with the Southern Alberta Light Horse. That's powerful, man. I hope your father is doing great. I hope your uncle is doing well. I hope he's okay, because he is a hero, right? These soldiers had no choice but to fight. And I can't just have huge respect because, look, people are laying their lives on the line for us, right? Now, the last story that I want to share with you is a Canadian hero, which is a Canadian hero that I know, and his name was David Curry. Major David Curry. He's from Western Alberta, or no, he's from Western Canada, and in the 1940s, David Curry fought in the battle during D-Day. He was there in D-Day. So he joined the armed forces in 1940, and he joined the Southern Alberta Regiment. So David Curry, the Major David Curry with the Canadian Southern Alberta Regiment, he actually got together and he was part of that tank unit. So he landed. So during the Battle of D-Day, they landed on Juno Beach, in the Canadian beach, just like I said. So along with an armored US division, they tried to pin down the 7th German Army. The 7th German Army, they worked hard to pin them down and to narrow down. They wanted to attack them because the Germans were trying to evade and they're trying to retreat from that area. They were getting pounded by tanks and artillery and explosion and naval guns. the Germans started to retreat during the battle, right? So during that time, Major Curry had to pin down that unit. So what he would do, he got his unit and they traveled south to a village named Saint Lambert sur Dives. That's what it's called, Saint Lambert der Vives. That's what the village was. So that's where Major Curry would go. He brought his tank unit there. He brought his tank and he defended the village because the Germans were going to come right through there so they can escape. But the Germans, they seen that he was there. The Germans, they seen how Major Curry and his unit was there and they attacked. But Major Curry, they were strong. He was powerful. He had great leadership skills. He was able to lead a team and he was a great strategist, right? Remember, he was also Canadian. I'm just kidding. But he had great strategy. So he defended the town and he fought hard until the late hours of the day. The Germans would relentlessly pound them and attack the village and try to win the village back. But he stayed strong. He defended the village and the Germans countered. But after the Germans realized that they can't win the town, Major David Curry re-attacked and he re-invaded and he took over the town again that was half invaded by Germans. So Major Curry was a great strategist, right? He was strong in his leadership. I don't know Major Curry personally. I haven't met him personally. These are all just things that I've read online about these leaders. But I do trust that these leadership skills that they had, that Lieutenant Jimmy had and Major Curry, David Curry had, it took leadership skills to lead. They needed skills to lead. They needed skills to manage a team. They needed skills to lead people. They needed skills to deal with adversity, especially when people are trying to kill you. He needed skills because not everyone is out there, has the good strength to be a commander in the military. That takes a different kind of leader, right? To be able to deal with death, dying people, to be able to deal with hungry soldiers, to be able to deal with people that dealing with people is not easy, right? Managing other people, it is not easy. It takes organization and being on top of things, right? But these great leaders, they've sacrificed everything. From being strong to lead a team, but even stronger to lead a team to victory and past death and past bullets and gunshots and enemies and the fear of dying and the fear of going away and going to a prisoner of war camp. They still pushed hard. These are heroes, right? So as I reflect today, I woke up today and I was really thinking about D-Day, right? Because I love history, I love World War II, I love learning about this. And Paul agrees with me that leadership is an important skill set. D-Day, these heroes of D-Day, these are the real warriors, the real warrior leaders that had to fight in a battle, that sacrificed their lives, that put their lives on the line to win. And some of them didn't survive, right? Some of them haven't survived. Some of them maybe are now away from us or have passed. Some of them are probably getting old. And I'm guessing struggling with health, right? Getting older, it can be hard to live. But I know these heroes out here are really pushing their strengths. These heroes put their lives on the line for us. They've seen their friends live and die. They've been separated from their family, separated from their kids, separated from their sons, separated from their daughters. And I have nothing but respect for them. So as I think about it here, I feel nothing but sadness when I think about that, right? Of the leaders that have gone through all of that. But I want to send you all a gift for watching the video today. As I end this podcast, this very special podcast for me, I invite you to think of a hero in your life, right? I invite you to think of someone important in your life that has really sacrificed and put their lives on the line? It doesn't have to be a soldier. It doesn't have to be a veteran. Are you willing to put your life on the line, right? Are you willing to put your life on the line for your mission, for your purpose? Are you willing to charge across a bloody beach that is riddled with bodies, bullets, explosives, mines? People are shooting at you. Are you willing to get to that level of commitment? I don't know if you are, but I know I am. And maybe I'm not a soldier, and maybe you're not a soldier, but I know you are probably dealing with a battle in your own life, right? Your own battle where you deal with a lot of fear. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you're running a business and it's a battle to grow your business. Maybe you lead a team and there's a lot of doubt that's happening and there's a lot of adversity happening on your team. Maybe you had to fire someone, or maybe you're about to get fired as well. Maybe you're about to lose your job. Maybe you're about to get kicked out of your house. Maybe you have some sort of battle that you're going through. I don't know what it is. But I know whether this own battle, I have my own battles that I go through. Sometimes it's battles of being rejected, battles of growing this business, battles of leading my team, the battle of almost losing my father. That's a battle. The battle of leaving a gang, the battle of being in prison, that's a battle that I went through, right? So whether you're a leader out here, a sales manager, business leader, or a young leader that has commitment and growth but desire, right? I invite you to think, if are you willing to get to that level of commitment, of being ready to die for your mission, to spread your mission all over the world? Do you have that level of commitment? Because the people that you lead, the people that are on your team, the people that are under your leadership, they need that level of commitment from you. Your customers need that level of commitment. Your people, your team, the people that you're helping, they need that level of commitment from you. Because if you're going half in life, you're only going half in. The people that follow you, they need you to go all in. So this is Kevin with Warrior Leadership. I want to thank you for watching and tuning in to the Mission Driven Life podcast. I hope you took some knowledge from this. I shared with you 2 stories of 2 leaders that have gone through battle. Major David Curry, Lieutenant Jimmy, who was a lieutenant. These leaders that have fought in a battle, sacrificed their lives, and there are thousands more that I haven't talked about. Untold stories of people that have gone through so much in their life, right? Untold. But I want you to take some time to honor someone. I don't know who it is, but take time to honor those in your life that are putting it on the line for you. And I invite you to put it on the line for them too. Put it all on the line. That's my message that I wanted to share with you today. I want to send you all a gift. I want to send all of you a gift before I end this video, that if you email me at kevin@warriorleadership.ca, or even better, if you take a picture of your notes, and you screenshot them and you put them right into the comments, I'm going to send you a gift. I'm going to send you a gift that's worth $97. All right? I'm going to send you a gift that's worth $97. It's one of our leaders' toolkits. It's a battle kit that I want to share with you as a gift for free if you take a picture of your notes and you comment below these notes. All right? Because I believe that, all these people giving their lives for us, I have to give back, right? So many people have put it on the line for me in my life. People that have wanted me to succeed and get out of a gang and to go through my battle and supported me in my own war, right? I can only do nothing but give back. So this is Kevin with the Mission Driven Life. Thank you for watching the video. I invite you to subscribe to my notifications, top left, right here, or right here. Subscribe. And also check out our podcast. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Overcast. Share the message, right? Please share this podcast with someone, because I know someone is going to benefit from this. And if you want to become a guest onto our podcast, look below, email me at kevin@warriorleadership.ca, and because I want to share your mission with the world. Let's share your mission. So this is Kevin with the Mission Driven Life. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a powerful day. And let's honor.